This show is brought to you by YYC Hip Hop Daily. The series is a story-based journey on the local hip-hop scene. Check out our previous season on our YouTube and stay tuned for our new segments, episodes being released every week. In this episode, we get to know who Toro is, a local artist right here from Calgary, Alberta. We dive deep into how he fell in love with hip-hop, how he became Toro, and everything about his story. So let's get right into this episode, my people. You already know, I'm Ferno, your host with the most from the north. And I'm about to get into it with Toro, the only real one. Yo, my people, welcome back to the Get Into the Bag podcast season 3, episode 2. Today I brought a special guest with me, but first, I'm your host Ferno. This is YYC Hip Hop Daily. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and for the people that are brand new, we have season 2 all live on YouTube. So go to our YouTube, subscribe. That's YYC Hip Hop Daily. Today I brought a special guest, the only real one, also Toro. Yo, my friend, why don't you let the people from Calgary know who you are and how you became Toro, bro?
Sure. So I'm the only real one. Do you want to know like the whole thing, like,
or the fast track version?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I got into hip hop when I was like 13 years old. I started listening to Eminem early on, so like, and then I just like went down that rabbit hole of like Shady, Chronic, all that, and then kept going deeper and deeper. I started rapping at 16 years old, and then I stopped because my mom told me she wanted me not to rap. Like she just hated
Mama
rap.
Duke said, yo, cancel it.
Yeah. She's like, please don't do that. So I stopped, and then I picked it back up around, I think I was like 20.
Oh, okay.
I picked it back up because I was just like messing around.
Yeah.
And then I started just doing it more and more like as a hobby. And then it became like a super obsession to the point where like when I was living in the States, I would literally just like get like a bottle of like white wine and like I'd roll like 3 blunts or something and I would just write for the whole night. Damn. And I would do that over and over and over again.
That's the ingredients for a good song, eh?
Yeah, or just like a messed up person.
Whichever way you want to see it.
An artist. But no. And so then I started taking it really seriously, and then I saw Polo Show was doing stuff in Calgary. He started this label called TheOnlyRealOne Records.
That's dope.
And I was just like, I've known him from high school, and my oldest friend Dawson was also a part of like the group. Okay. So we're all just like old friends. And so I asked him to join, and I made an album when I was in Florida, or like this mixtape called I Don't Know Why It's All the Same, and that was almost essentially like my like this is what I can do type of tape.
Yeah, definitely.
So then I brought that with me, and I've been here for 4 years now, just like grinding, making music, figuring out how to actually make songs. Yeah. I used to go by Soy.
Okay.
Which is because my real name is Sawyer, okay, so people just like would call me Soy. So I was like, let me just make that my rap name. But then eventually I changed it to The Only Real One because something that stuck with me was something my brother told me. He was like, he's like, you need to kind of like be your own artist. Like you kind of want to separate yourself from like your real person. Yeah. And so that's always been like in the back of my mind. And so that's why I changed my name to The Only Real One. And it's really just like a name that I made up on my phone, and it's something that I just thought sounded cool. Yeah, and it's abbreviated. Cool. It sounds good. Toro, like, so yeah, that's kind of where we are now. And then we have a studio, and now it's like, yeah, we're like real artists now.
Yeah, cool. Finally, you made that point, right?
Yeah.
Nah, man, that's really cool. And like, you were saying that Eminem kind of influenced you.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, what about Eminem influenced you, bro?
Dude, I think it was like, because when I was a kid, it was almost like I'm not supposed to listen to this because I was very sheltered as a kid.
Yeah, okay.
And so I just would steal my brother's iPod and I would listen. I think the first song I heard was Guilty Conscience. Okay, yeah. Which honestly, for like a kid, bro, that is not a good thing to be listening to, but it put me down a path of like, I love like the openness of it, and it kind of, what M did, he just made really quality music, man. And he made shit that I could like, I didn't even necessarily relate to everything. I kind of just, and I didn't even almost interpret the lyrics that much. I just liked the energy that it gave me.
Yeah, the vibe.
And so, yeah, he's like almost like, I always like considered M like a gateway drug into hip hop. Like he's a really easy way to like get in.
Yeah, bro, definitely. What's your top 3 Eminem songs, bro?
Man. Damn. Probably Rock Bottom. Say Goodbye to Hollywood and Kill You.
Okay. Yeah. Those are 5 picks, man. If I had to pick 3 myself, I'd probably go with Beautiful.
Oh, fire.
Yeah, I love that song. Mockingbird and Cleaning Out My Closet.
It's all fire. Like, he has so many good songs, bro.
Man, and I can keep going right with Eminem. That's the thing with Eminem. And, you know, he also influenced me, if I'm being honest. And I think Eminem's got that touch where he influenced a lot of people. And because of his skin color, he's not considered like the greatest of all time through our scene, you know, through our industry.
Right.
And I feel like he needs a lot more respect than he's got. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know what that is. Like, I don't know where that came from, where people were just like, all of a sudden they just like turned on him, because I felt like for a very long time, the top 5 was like Nas, Jay-Z, Biggie, Pac, and M.
Yeah,
I felt like that was an easy top 5.
Yeah.
And now the conversations are shifting, and it's like, it's weird. I don't know why.
Times have changed, bro. And I feel like, you know, his type of hip hop, just to keep this short, was more of a conscious hip hop. It really spoke stories and it told real shit. Whereas now people's attention span, you know, while we love that type of stuff, a lot of people can't sit through that stuff. They want the right to your dopamine like blast, right? They want the party shit. They want the crazy melodies. They want the crazy beat flows. They want the transitions. They want all that different type of stuff. And, you know, Eminem is more old school. And, you know, he's tried it a couple times and, you know, he's done good. But I feel like he's in his own lane, right? There's different lanes now, especially. But, like, no, that's really cool that he influenced you. And, like, so when you became Toro, what did you take from being Soy to your new persona? Like, would you say that it's a new persona, or is it just a more real version of you?
I think it's just an evolved version of myself. Like, it's not even necessarily like, the things that I took from Soy was like, I made a lot of honest music. I made a lot of raw music.
Yeah.
And I kept making that. And every time I would drop something, it'd be like, okay, this has to be it. Even like my first mixtape, I was like, there's so many good songs on here. And it's just like a learning process of being humbled and like kind of finding, because, you know, I think every artist says this, but like when you start out, you really just sound like everyone that you're influenced by. So like,
yeah, definitely.
You listen to my first mixtape, you hear Cole, you hear M, you hear Joe Budden, you hear like, you hear a lot of artists. And I finally gotten to a position where almost the name change almost symbolized like I have my own kind of vibe. So like if you come and listen to The Only Real One, you're gonna get what I bring to the table, which is only something I could bring. You know
what do you bring to the table, bro?
I think I bring like a unique way of like expressing stories.
Yeah.
And something that I really like, am proud of myself for is how deep I can get in songs. And I feel like that's something that I'm like really focused on, is like, I'm not trying to be like a club rapper or anything like that. I just don't think it suits me.
Yeah, definitely.
I want to be like the shit that I grew up listening to, where it was like, I would be in my room just like listening, and you just hear, like, you can hear pain and you can hear, it's just real, you know?
Yeah, definitely. No, I know what you mean, bro.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Yeah, 100%. So, like, what would you say right now is, like, the biggest obstacle that you see that is a rise in your career, bro? Like, so now you're making a deeper music, you know, you've changed your name, you're kind of going in a new direction. What obstacles are arising right now that you've seen come up?
There's a few. There's so many. You're going to run into so many obstacles. Yeah. It's just like, that's life too. Probably money, to be honest with you. It's like, that's something you just don't, because you're almost in a blissful state as an artist where you're just like, I'm just going to make these songs, and like, you can do a lot with some money. So like being able to know how to financially put things what am I trying to say? Like knowing where to put things and stuff like that.
Where to allocate the money.
Yeah.
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 Where it's going to go and stuff.
And I don't know, obstacles. I don't know. You just have to kind of get comfortable just sucking.
Yeah, definitely. You got to suck before you're good, right? And like, you know, when I ask you the question obstacles, it's kind of a vague question, but it's broad in the same sense as like, you know, life itself can bring a lot of obstacles. You know, working a 9 to 5, you know, some people have children, you know, some people have relationships where, you know, the other person wants a lot of their attention and, you know, you're trying to build this career. So like those type of obstacles, that's what I was trying to get across.
Got you. I mean, yeah, man, like I've tried to do music and relationships and it just, for me, it's something I can't do both because I do get very invested.
It splits you, right?
It does. And you definitely get to a point where you're like, I don't know, like, because it's very easy to like fall into like patterns, especially with someone you really like.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's really nice. And it's like, I'm not even hating on people that do that. Like that's a great way to live life.
Yeah.
It's just not something that's viable for me. And then obviously other obstacles is like, I mean, for me, I came here and I'm living by myself here.
Okay.
And for a long time, I was in my own place.
Here in Calgary?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was tough. Just because having to pay all your own bills, not having any financial support from anybody, and like kind of just having to do everything on your own.
Yeah, definitely.
It's tough. And having to balance that with music. But it's like during COVID, I had this one job, bro. Man, it's so awful. It was like underground stripping.
Underground stripping, eh?
Yeah. Have you heard of that?
Like, is it like Magic Mike type shit?
No. Like, I just go to basements. No. It's just, it's like,
a dancing bear?
No. It's like construction, bro. It's
oh, okay.
I'm not a stripper or gigolo, nothing.
All right, cool.
Yeah, it was tough. No, that was tough because like the worst part about that, bro, is I would work like 14-hour days, like hard days.
Yeah, definitely.
Where you're just like beat and having to like go home and work for 2 hours on a song. I mean, you'll get some really cool stuff done.
Yeah.
Especially with that energy of like, I gotta get out of here. But then you also have to like give away your money to all these bills. And it's just like, it's a very, very, very hard.
How do you balance like, you know, having bills and having shit that you gotta pay for, but then also trying to invest into your own music career?
How?
Yeah, bro.
To be honest, if you can get yourself in a position where like you live with like your parents or something like that,
yeah,
I would say do it.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's just such I mean, pride is like such a bad thing. There's probably so many times where I could have asked for help and I didn't.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's so much better just to like surround yourself with people that are willing to help you. And like, I ended up getting a roommate, so it really helped me out financially.
Nice.
But like, I've just gotten to a position where I finally am not living alone, and I found a way to condense my bills and stop paying for like, I don't use Netflix. I got rid of Netflix.
You got rid of Netflix?
Yeah.
You use cable?
No.
You got rid of cable?
Yeah.
Damn.
I
So
just
you're running
stream
internet.
it, bro. Yeah.
That's a smart way to do it, bro.
You know, you kind of just look at all your things and you're like, do I really need this? And I mean, it's only something that I've recently like really got down. It took a lot of like being broke.
Do you budget?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Man, how do you budget in 2022, man? Like, where's your money going into these days? Like, as an independent artist, what do artists need to buy these days to really be like prominent in the hip hop scene?
This is gonna sound stupid. I think the thing that's changed for me the most is my eating habits and like eating healthy, like for real. Like, I think it's like really like giving me an edge.
Yeah.
Because you're so aware of what you're eating, and it's like everything bleeds into everything. Like the way you eat, the way you work, like if you work out, and like for me, I guess that works for me. What was the question? I forgot.
Basically, like budgeting and like how do you budget and where does your money go, and what does an independent artist need to buy to be like growing in their hip hop scene, because you got to invest in yourself just like any business, and being an independent artist, you're basically a small business yourself, right? So how do you invest the money that is left over after paying bills, after paying for your internet, after paying for your food, right? Because you're eating less, right? You're eating healthier, but you still have to pay for that food. So all that leftover money, where are you putting it as an independent artist?
I keep it in an envelope. I just like having cash.
No, I don't mean like where do you keep it physically, but like, do you put it into cover arts, or do you do music videos, or do you do, like, you said you work at a studio, right? Like you and your homie Polo Show created one?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like that studio, do you get free studio time? Do you save money there? Like, cause like I've met a lot of independent artists where it's really hard. You know what I mean? It's like you're paying, let's say you're paying $100 for cover arts for your music, and then you're paying $1,000 for a music video, and then you're going and paying $300 for studio time, and then you have to buy ads and different stuff, and your phone breaks. Now you got to go buy a new phone, right? So like all this different shit that plays into you being an artist is basically the question, like, where does the money go for you as an independent artist?
As an independent artist, the money goes. So in the studio right now, we built this basically ourselves. We renovated this ourselves.
Yeah.
And absolutely, this is like, as an artist, having a space that you can go to and it's strictly just to be creative has been such a leap forward artistically. Like, you just, anytime, like, if I'm making like a beat at home, sometimes it's really hard to get into a vibe. Because, like, I don't know, you're kind of used to the smell. My cat's, like, on my leg or something, and it's like...
You're saying it's hard to get into a vibe in your home studio?